Okay, starting with this segment, we're going to start talking about some of the practical things related to working at cons and evangelizing at cons. I'm going to hit you with two scripture references first. These are both from the NIV. John chapter 6, verse 44 says, "No man can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws them, and I will raise them up at the last day." The other scripture I'm going to read is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 6 through 8. Paul writes, "I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor." Okay, so what I want to instill in you in this video is basically what do we hope to accomplish by being at the con, and what are we doing while we're at the con? And it really depends on the type of people that we talk to, because it depends on where they are in this approach to God. Now, some people you're going to meet are going to already be Christians, and it's great having conversations with them. But what we want to do is make new converts. And so basically, when someone who comes to the booth or to the table and they are not a Christian yet, they are on one of these points of transition from where they are to God calling them. And so when someone comes and they are at the very, very beginning of that journey, you're planting a seed. And if someone has already had a seed planted in them and they're a little farther down the path, then you're there to water. And if you're privileged enough to be at that place where the Father who sent Jesus is drawing them to a valley of decision where they're going to accept Christ in their heart, if you are privileged enough to be there, then you're there to witness God bringing the increase. We are just playing our part, but God is doing the work. And keep that in mind always. So how does that relate specifically? So basically, when we are talking to individuals, we're not used car salesmen on the floor. You know, we can't be that type of person that's, who is going to let them walk away. We can't let anybody walk away unless they accept Christ in their heart. You know, there's some churches that they're so laser focused on evangelism that they don't treat people like people. Where we want to be and what we want to accomplish is when the person that we're talking to that comes by the booth, when that person reaches the end of that transition and the end of that journey to where they are ready to accept Christ in their heart. And that person who may not have a Christian friend, they're not in church, so they probably don't have a church, or, if they are at that point where they have questions and they are ready to accept Christ in their heart, we want the nerd church to be who they think about. And then they will seek us out. So we're not about trying to get them to give their heart to Jesus right there on the show floor, although that has happened twice. We've had 2 conversions on the show floors over the years, and that's great. I'm so privileged that I was there to witness that. But when we meet each person, we're there either to plant a seed or to water and to watch God bring them growth. So the main thing is we're not being used car salesmen. We are there to just nudge them a little farther down that path. And we want them to think about the nerd church when they are ready to accept Christ, so that they will then seek us out. And that is the purpose why we're there, and that's what we hope to accomplish. I said in a previous video that this is not instant gratification. This is basically building relationships and getting to know people and letting them get to know us. And that's really what we hope to do on the show floor.